Hi, and welcome back to my channel, y'all. I am back after a much needed break. It was not intended to be a break, but it just happened that way. I wasn't trying to be off of social media for this long. But of course, I'm still on social media. I'm always sharing and reposting people's stuff and being supportive and leaving comments. But as far as doing my own content, I've just been out of the loop. I switched to third shift starting this past Sunday, and so I'm adjusting to that. I can tell y'all more about that later if you guys would want. Leave it in the comment section. Let me know. I am switching over to this style of content creation for a while. I am still going to do voiceover commentary. I'm still going to do videos probably in my truck. But being on third shift is going to be a little bit more difficult to do that because y'all won't be able to see me as well. So I'm going to be in my office at home doing these reactionary commentary style videos. Shout out to Public Offender. Public Defender and I are mutuals, and we chop it up from time to time on social media. And he's always giving advice. And I hit him up a few months ago, and I was like, "I love your style of video. That's what I've been wanting to do since I started my channel." But I was just too lazy to learn how to do it. I was like, "Which app do you use?" Or whatever. He doesn't gatekeep. He told me exactly what he used and how often I should post. You need to be posting this many times a day, and so on and so forth. He's a very motivating person and very resourceful. Like I said, he doesn't gatekeep. So shout out to you, Public. Hopefully, we can do more videos together soon. He mentioned that a little while ago, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm down." So just to let you know, I'm still down. Okay, hit me up. But anyways, so yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. I have a couple of videos that I want to react to, and let's just get right into it. So I'm still kind of figuring this out, but I think I know what I'm doing. Shout out to me. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, this is the first one that's been going viral.
So I just came out of Kroger's to buy some groceries for next week. And I've got a question. God's had me in this period of isolation these last few months. So I just want to make sure I didn't miss the memo. So what is it with a lot of, I said a lot of, many of them, not all of them, black women in the grocery store, you look them right in the face and you say hello and they act like you didn't say anything. Am I missing something, or is there a memo that I did not hear about? This is Dr. Dex. Remember, Dr. Dex loves you.
Y'all, when I first seen that, I was like, is he fucking serious? Okay, first of all, let me say this. I feel called out because that man could have literally been talking about me. There's a high possibility that I was the person. No, I'm just being silly. But when I tell y'all that I avoid men in public like the plague, particularly black men, I'm so sorry y'all to say that, but and it's only black men because they're the ones that are usually bold enough to actually come up and try to holler at you. White men, they may, 9 times out of 10, they're not because they're not for sure that a black woman would date them. So a lot of times they just kind of keep their distance. Sometimes they're not interested. Sometimes they really are not even interested. You know what I mean? They really just don't approach you like that for whatever their reason. They could be racist. They could, whatever the reason, doesn't matter. So it's mostly black men who I avoid because I feel like in most cases they're going to try to shoot their shot. And I'm not saying all of them, but when I see them coming or if I see a group of them, I will duck down a different aisle to avoid them. And the reason why is because I just don't want to be bothered, y'all. That's the reason. I don't hate them. I don't wish ill will on them or anything. I just don't be wanting to be bothered. And a lot of men just do not know how to accept rejection. That is such a problem in our world in general, but especially with black men. I can't recall a time in my life where I have ever been disrespected by a white guy because I didn't give him my phone number. I can honestly say in 40, almost 41 years of my life, I have never ever been called a bitch or fuck you hoe or you ain't cute anyway trick and what, never from a white dude ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's y'all, it's the niggas, right? And to avoid all of that, I do my best to not make eye contact. I literally don't make eye contact. I saw another video on TikTok where a guy was talking about women don't even be making eye contact anymore or something. And I'm like, you goddamn right, because a lot of men don't have any social skills. They don't know how to read the room. They will take your smile, your nice, just cordial smile, like human to human. I'm walking past you and I'm acknowledging that you exist, smile, and that's it. That's all it means. They will take that to mean it's an invitation, that you're interested in them. If you make eye contact, a lot of times they're going out of their way to stare you down in hopes that you look back at them to make that eye contact so that they can shoot their shot. And I just try to avoid it. And I even talked about the fact that a lot of times I don't even want to go to certain stores at certain times just to avoid the crowd of just anybody, because I don't like being around a bunch of people all the time. Every now and then it's okay, but for the most part, I just don't be in the mood for that. But also to avoid men hitting on me. As I get older, the one thing that is becoming the most important to me is my peace of mind and men leaving me the fuck alone. Like that is, if I go outside today and I go shopping or I do yard work or whatever I'm doing, and I get to make it home without a man bothering me, it was a successful day. There's no other way to describe it. Because I was told that I was over the hill after 25. Men don't pay you any attention. I've been told this in real life, as well as online. Actually, I started hearing men say this before social media was even a thing. So a lot of people will get on here and go, "Oh, that's just men on social media." No, honey, because I had the luxury as a millennial to live in a world where none of this shit existed. None of it. Like we had landline phones and we had to memorize everybody's phone number, instead of having a cell phone where we can just go to their name and click, call or whatever. We grew up in those times. We had answering machines. If the person wasn't home, you left a message and the person did not hear your message at all or knew you called until they got home later that day. That's the world I grew up in. And then we switched over to the social media shit. So I have the luxury of living both realities. And, at the end of the day, I just don't be wanting to be bothered. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just don't want to be bothered. And that is where we are. But these men have been saying this shit for a long time. And I don't want to be bothered with them, mostly because of it, but for other reasons. Okay. But anyways, that was a little long-winded. But yeah. I love these videos because when I see men reacting this way, it's always going to reiterate to me that women are waking up and women are living in a reality where they start to realize that men are dangerous or men are just downright annoying and you just don't want to be bothered. And it makes me happy that collectively more and more women are starting to just leave men alone in general. It makes me so happy. Now, the backlash that's going to come from that, and that has been coming from that, it's not going to be good for a while. And, women have to protect themselves. And, I would say if you can avoid eye contact with them, avoid it. If you can avoid having a conversation with them, avoid it. Like I do, I go out of my way. And I don't have too many incidents, knock on wood. I don't have too many incidents dealing with men because I'm very strategic with where I go, what neighborhood I go to certain stores in. Like I refuse to go to a hood Walmart. And I know people are like, "Oh, you're supposed to have been boycotted Walmart." I'm not boycotting anything. I told y'all already. Like the shit I need is at this store. I'm going to that store. Like I'm not going to play these games, right? But there's a certain I don't want to go to a hood Walmart. I'm just saying, if I go to a Walmart that's in a decent neighborhood, my chances of being hit on and bothered go down to almost zero. And I'm just putting that out. I'm just using that as an example. Target is also dust free in most cases. I've never actually been to a ghetto or like hood Target before. Some people on social media said they exist. I've never been to one. So I've never seen one. As far as I'm concerned, they don't exist. Target itself is dust free as far as like men hitting on you. I feel very safe when I go to Target. Like I don't feel like somebody's gonna come in there and shoot it up. I don't think men are gonna come in there bothering me. I can go in there and be in there for an hour and a half or 2 hours, or however long it takes for me to shop, and I literally have nothing to deal with or worry about. So you have to be very strategic about where you go, the time you go, the neighborhood you go, and you will avoid certain people. So take that extra 10 or 15 minutes drive out of your city to that good Target or that good Home Goods or that good Five Below or wherever you're going, that good Ulta. And then you will avoid as many interactions with men in general. Just go where most of them are not at. And the grocery store thing, that's always been a thing. Like men tend to feel like they're going to find women in grocery stores because everybody has to go to the grocery store. I have even stopped going to the grocery store as much. I go to like little farm stands now, farmers market, people who have like apple, these apple orchards I go to in the white tea neighborhoods. I'm just being honest. Like I'm just keeping it real because when I go to those places, I'm typically not in fear for my life. Number one, I'm not in fear for my safety. I've never gone to an apple orchard and somewhere in the country and thought somebody was going to shoot the place up. I'm not saying that it can't happen. I'm just saying that y'all know that's just not usually what's going to happen in most cases. I'm just saying. So as women, as these times start to get a lot more rough for us, as if can it even get any rougher? But it can, right? I'm not going to say that. Just be very strategic. I'm so glad that women are avoiding eye contact and not speaking to men. And like, oh my God. There is a thin line though. You really have to be careful because a lot of men do not know how to accept rejection. Their egos are very fragile. These are very weak and pathetic men, a lot of them. And they will harm you. They will assault you mentally, emotionally, physically. They will put their hands on you or harm you in some way. I just saw a video where a girl got water thrown on her at the gas station. I don't know if that was a skit or whatever, but it pissed me off because he doused her in water because she said she would give him her social media, but she don't give out her phone number. Like these men really think that they are entitled to women. Like you have to give me your phone number so that I can harass you because I feel like it, because I want your phone number. You need to give it to me. So, like I said, do your very best to avoid places where men are going to be bothering you, especially as a Black woman. I know a lot of y'all are against white establishments and you don't want to put money in the pockets of white people. But to be honest, in this country, you are always putting money in the pockets of white people, whether you like it or not. And you will until the day that you die. Okay. You can think that you are only supporting Black businesses. And for the most part, you probably are. But when you go buy that toilet tissue, that's not Black owned. When you go buy that paper towel, when you go buy that bleach and that lemon scented fucking Pine Sol, I'm just saying, the little household garbage bags, you're feeding into capitalism and white people's capitalism. So at the end of the day, you're going to have to spend money with them anyway, whether you like it or not. Unless you're a minimalist and you're one of those people that just don't have shit and you don't want to have shit, that's fine too. I'm just saying that there are people out there like that. But being realistic, I understand that a lot of you guys don't want to go to these establishments. But in many cases, not all cases, okay? Many cases, that's going to be your best bet when it comes to safety for the most part. I'm not saying 100% of the time you're going to be safe. I'm not saying that some white establishments aren't hostile towards Black people and Mexicans, whatever. I'm not saying that at all. But I can honestly say I have never had a problem. Like, I just don't. I go in Target. I mind my own business. For those of you, I did a video about this a while ago. I never boycotted Target, by the way. Target is one of my favorite stores. So if you feel some kind of way about that, you can unsubscribe. I go to Ulta. If Ulta came out as being racist, I mean, where else am I going to get my makeup? You know what I'm saying? Where else am I going to buy my Black opium overred? Which in my area, that's pretty much the only place I can find that shit. I'm just saying, like, I'm just putting it out there. But everybody's free to do whatever they want. But yeah, I never once said I was boycotting anything because I knew I wasn't, because that's not realistic. Y'all are not going to boycott gas stations. You're not going to boycott the grocery stores that are, none of them are ran by Black people. 99% of them, right? No, so you have to be realistic about these things. But anyway, I've gone off on a tangent about this. I share that video because it's funny, but also because I want women to think about their safety and, yes, start avoiding eye contact with these MFs if you can. Anyway, let me get into my next clip. Yeah, here we go. That is so pathetic. So YV Edit and Queen Sovereign have done their takes on this particular video, and they're good. So I suggest you guys go and watch Queen Sovereign and YV Edit's. YV Edit is like the queen of doing takes on these types of things, and she's always been my favorite person to do that. Cecilia Regina, Queen Sovereign, Princella. I don't know if Princella's done a take on this or not. She probably hasn't, but so far those are the two. So go watch them. Now, Cecilia Regina is who made dating as a humiliation ritual popular. Okay. She may have come up with that herself. I'm not sure. But even if she didn't, she's the one who's responsible for it being popular, to the point where there are people stealing that and making it seem like that's their own intellectual property. And I'm here to say Cecilia Regina said it first. Okay. But this is the type of thing that makes me feel like marriage for most women is also a humiliation ritual. I think it's the worst type of humiliation ritual because you are stuck in a marriage with them, especially those of you who don't believe in divorce. A lot of y'all have kids with them. And, you know, there are these husbands, y'all. Since the beginning of my channel, I talk about how these husbands be out here making wives look so bad. Oh my God, they be embarrassing y'all. The reason why I have a problem with this video is because this woman literally said that whenever her husband wants to have sex with her, she has to remind herself that he is just trying to connect with her. If you were having sex for yourself and you were getting pleasure from it, and it was something that you really wanted, you would never have to convince yourself of that. The reason why any woman would have to convince herself of that is because she's probably not enjoying it. She's probably not getting pleasure from it. She doesn't want to. She doesn't feel like it. She's tired. She's worked all day. Whatever her reason is. But she has to tell herself, I have to do this. I have to let this man use my body in order for him to feel connected. Now, the other reason why, which to me tells me she's probably miserably married. That's my own personal opinion, though. Okay. I don't know this woman, don't care about her, don't know her husband, don't care about him. That's just my own personal opinion. The other reason why I have a problem with this is men have been lying about feeling a connection towards women through sex. That is one of the biggest lies ever told. And men tell on themselves too. They admit that they're lying, right? Because if they say that I have to have sex with a woman in order to feel connection, but then when you catch them cheating on you, they say it didn't mean anything. I'm not connected to her. I don't love that bitch. You know, it was just sex. It means nothing. So which is it? That's the only way a man can feel connected to a woman is having sex with her. But then you can have sex with her, this woman, that woman, and there's no connection. And the reality is, I know a lot of y'all are going to say, yes, it depends on how he feels about this particular woman. He might like this woman, but he might not like her. At the end of the day, these men are cheating on their wives. So you're feeling a connection with your wife. That's the only way you can feel a connection is to have sex with your wife. But then you are cheating on her with an outside chick and you don't feel a connection. If you loved your wife and felt a connection, you wouldn't be cheating on her in the first place. Do y'all follow what I'm saying? Men use this as a manipulation tactic. At the end of the day, their whole sole purpose is to survive. And they will do anything that they can to pass their genes, like Princella always says, which is shoot their load wherever they feel like shooting it and making them feel like they have a purpose in society. Because usually, for the most part, they do not. The only purpose they have is what they give themselves or what society deems their purpose is. And that's just the reality. So they're lying. When a man tells you that, and last year men were having smacks with butterball turkeys. So do y'all think they're having a connection with the turkeys? These men are getting banned in so many different places from working in funeral homes because many of them have had smacks with corpses. Do you think they have a connection to the corpse? Right. So the point is these men can have smacks with you, him, her, the butterball turkeys, the dead person, the children, which I hate saying that, but let's be real. Do you really think that they have a connection with all of those things? They don't have a connection with you either. You are free labor as a wife in most cases, not all cases. You are free labor and you are free sex. That is what you are. That is why men who choose to get married get married. They don't typically get married for good reasons. Even when you're young and you thought you were in love, and now that you're older and you realize, it really wasn't about that, but we like each other, so let's stay together. That's fine too. But at the end of the day, men can have sex with anything, most of them. So there's no connection. They're lying to you. So I just want to point that out because these niggas be lying. Like they just flat the fuck out be lying. So anyway.
Let's finally be honest for once. The challenges in y'all marriages be y'all disrespectful as husbands, not anything else. The challenges in y'all marriages be y'all broke ass, cheating ass husbands. Taking money out of your bank account so he can go spend it on other women. Forcing you to pay all of the household bills by withholding his share. Cheating on you left and right. Making outside babies. Constantly disrespecting you when you go in public. STDs, STIs, those be the challenges in y'all's marriages. You never getting taken on dates. You not getting anything for Christmas or Mother's Day. Those be the challenges in y'all's marriages. Why would I pray that a union that harms a woman succeeds? But let me guess, you be in church on Sundays. The challenges in y'all's marriages be the fact that your husbands don't like you, but only married you because he needed somebody to wash the skid mark out of his drawers. That be the challenges in y'all's marriages. And it's very easy to see. So please don't come on my page and act like that's something that all women have to and are going to deal with just to be married. Some of us have sense and self-esteem.
Yes, ma'am. Shout out to Kat. We're mutuals on TikTok, and I fucking love her. I did a favorite content creator series on her some months back. Go follow her on TikTok while we still have TikTok. I don't know if y'all heard, but they're supposed to be getting rid of that version of TikTok by sometime next year. Whatever. I'm really not on there that much anymore. The most I'm going to do on there now is probably fashion content if I even feel like it. And also lives. I'll still do lives on there every now and then. And I'll still go on people's panels maybe. But that's it. I'm done with TikTok. I've been done with TikTok since before the election for the most part. But anyways, Kat is very blunt about these topics, like talking about this. And I have always said that the ups and downs in marriages are typically coming from the husband. They're usually the ones that creates the downs. And that's one of the number one reasons why I don't want to get married, because I'm going to divorce you. So I believe in divorce. I absolutely never planned on getting married my whole life. When I was 16 years old, I was like, I don't ever want to get married. That's the first time I remember saying that. And that feeling has only grown since I've gotten older. People love to glamorize struggle. They like to glamorize trials and tribulations as if it makes you a better person to be stressed out and miserable all the fucking time. Like, it makes you a better person or something. It's just ridiculous. Like, you only get one life, and you don't get some Nobel Peace Prize or something, or $1 million at the end of it, because you suffered and allowed yourself to get played and get got by people. Nothing's going to happen to you other than most likely going into an early grave. That's it. And you're going to be dead, and then the life is going to move on without you, and that's going to be the end of it. You don't get a prize for this stuff, people. You are just going to make yourself look haggard. You're going to end up looking way older than what you are. Your body is going to start breaking down. You're going to start having strokes and ulcers and all this other stuff from being stressed out and letting these men put you through the ringer. At the end of the day, the ups and downs, the downs are typically made by the men in marriages. And it just is what it is. And you can disagree with me all you want. I don't care. I know that what I'm saying is true. If it wasn't the men creating the most downs, then it would be 70 to 80 something percent of men filing for divorce and not women. And by the time a woman gets to the point where she wants a divorce, she has already put up with so much on average. Of course, you got women like me who ain't putting up with nothing. The first red flag in that ass is grass. But most women, are programmed to work it out and go to marriage counseling and all this other bullshit, which I think marriage counseling after infidelity and stuff is so stupid. I am so sorry. I know that's going to come across real judgmental and whatever, but that is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life. A man cheats on you and then you want to go to marriage counseling to what? Learn how to trust a man who's already proven that he's not trustworthy. So basically you're going to therapy to gaslight yourself into staying in a marriage where you're getting cheated on. And there's a lot of delusional women out there who thinks that their husband stopped cheating on them since they went to marriage counseling. And from my math, and this is from my math, I would say in about 98% of cases that they didn't stop cheating on you. What they did was they found other ways to not get caught. So they switched up their routine, right? It's like a serial killer who they say serial killers never switch their ritual, their routine, their patterns. But then they do for whatever reason at times because if they fear getting caught. If the FBI is on to their pattern, they might switch some stuff up, right? It's the same thing, same concept. If that pattern that they're using, those tactics have been working, they're most likely never going to change it. But if it hasn't been working and it's getting them caught or caught up in some way, they're going to change their patterns if they're smart. And if they don't want to get caught, they're going to try their best to not get caught. And that's all y'all's husbands be doing. That's it. Sorry. A lot of y'all, if you were to really do a deep dive and really dig deep into his phone, hire private PIs and stuff like that, you will find that he's still cheating on you. And most likely with the woman that he was cheating on, that he got caught cheating on you with in the first place. 9 times out of 10. There are cases where there are other women or there are different women because the other woman decided to cut him off. I always say, once a husband finds a side chick that he really likes, he's never going to stop seeing her no matter what. He's just going to go out of his way and work overtime to convince you that he stopped cheating her or seeing her. The only time men stop seeing their side chicks that they like is if the woman cuts it off, the side chick. That's it. Okay? I don't know who needed to hear that, but start doing some deep diving. Start looking through things if you really, truly want to believe. But I know a lot of y'all ain't going to do that because y'all want to believe that y'all ain't being cheated on. You want to believe that. And that's fine. I get it. But it's dumb to go to marriage counseling for cheating when the man has cheated. The woman too, actually, because if a woman cheats on you, she probably has more of a valid reason to do it. Men will just do it because today's Tuesday. But, a woman will feel emotionally neglected or whatever, or you've made her feel unpretty, or you've lowered her self-esteem to the ground. You've done it all still falls back on the man at the end of the day. And I also believe that more women should cheat back. I am a huge advocate for return the energy that is given to you. So when guys get on here like, well, women cheat just as much as men, they should. I actually wish that was true. I do. With all my heart, I hope women are cheating back. But anyways, that's going to conclude my video. Let me know what you guys think. This is my first time doing this style of video, but I plan on doing it more and I plan on getting better at it. So just stay with me, but also leave your comments below. Let me know what you guys think about this and everything else that's been going on. And let me know what you guys want me to talk about as well, because I'm back. Bitch, I'm back. I'm back. No, okay, I'm just playing. But anyways, that's it, y'all. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Bye.
All together, girls. 1, 2, 3. Fuck these men on the internet. They don't know what they want, but they will see what they can get. Oh, go and waste your one and only precious life while pretending not to have a full receding hairline. So keep your eyes on his hairline and your hand on your drink. For all you know, he is a psycho.